called the color picker, and we choose a kind of green. So I'm going to click right here, and you see the color of that little box changes as I go. So I'm trying to think of a good green for eyes. Let's try that. Let's see that. Let's see how that goes. It's maybe too. What'd you say?
I said it's too green. She's gonna look like a lizard.
Well, let's see. Let's see. Let's try it out. Let's try it out. Okay, now I choose my paintbrush tool. Now here's an important thing when you're going to paint in color, okay, is you have to go to up in the options bar. Let me see if I could just zoom out a little bit more. Up in the options bar at the top, you got to change it from normal to color because you're colorizing, okay? And then you got to make a brush the size of the area you want to paint. Right, then you start painting. Okay. Okay, yeah, I know. Okay? All right, so talk to me. It's too green. Okay? So let's do this. Let's fade what I just did. Fade brush tool, edit fade. And we'll move this slider back. So tell me something. Better? Worse? Forget it, start all over? All right, so let's hit OK. All right, now my history palette over here, I'm going to click on the state right above it to see what it looked like before I did that. So that's what it was without adding the green. Here's with adding the green. So let's do that same thing to the other eye then. Unless you want her to have two different colored eyes. Let's try to keep it real. Maybe if you all were like in elementary school, I would do something wild like that, you know, and make her nose. But I'm not going to do that for you all. I'm sorry. You didn't bring me in here to goof off. Okay, so let's do that paint right here. Whee. Okay, and we said that was too much, but no problem. We're going to go to Edit, Fade. And we might want to fade it a little more or less than the other eye because this eye has more light in it. So what do you think? Is that better? Okay. She kind of looks like emeralds in there. It's not the kind of green, but whatever. Okay, so the lips. Let's help the lips a little bit too while we're here, okay? Since we're restoring lost color, right? We're fixing faded color. Let's try to help this because people notice things like lips and eyes, okay? So we get the brush tool, and then let's pick a kind of red. All right. Maybe that'll do it, maybe not. It's so great to have ladies in the audience when I'm doing this kind of thing. Okay, so right.
Fuchsia's like magenta.
Yeah, it's like, wait a minute. Is this a? I mean, what are we talking here?
Is it going to correct all that? I mean, because it looks like.
Yeah,
you know.
it's kind of rough.
Yeah.
Let me do this on another layer, but I just want to show you something real quick. So now we fade. Let's just fade. I think maybe 15, 20%. Let's try that. So here's before. After. I can hardly tell. Not so nice. Okay, let's go to the hair. I'm going to go to the layers palette. Make a new layer, a blank layer. And I'm going to change my brush mode back to normal. Okay, let's choose the hair. I was hoping I would have. I didn't have an exact color, faded color that I could find right away. I know I've got them, but. So. I know. Relax. It's like, what you doing, man? Eric, come on. We're going to bring on the next speaker because this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. You know, man. Okay, now, in the layer palette, you got this in Elements too, and in GIMP. I change it from normal to color. Okay. Now, I know that's a lot. We overdid it. But let's pull back a little bit. See? A little better. We can go back some more. The top part is too much because of all that strong light. Okay, so here's before, after. What do you think? It's an improvement? It's an improvement. I'm restoring faded color. Now you can tell. Bring Paul on quick. I've had enough of you. Okay. Any questions? There's a couple other techniques, there's a couple other ways to do exactly what I did, and I outline them here, but with time, I can't go through all of them, but there's using the lasso tool, which is a selection. There's the pen tool, the quick mask function, and adjustment layers. These are things if you have the time to explore and learn about them. On my website, I have a bookstore, and there's a great series of books that I recommend. I didn't write them, but they're called Teach Yourself Visually Photoshop. And you can use them as a manual. So when you see something like Eric said, adjustment layer, what's that? You can look it up, and they have big pictures with big text and nice graphics. It's real fun to look at and real easy to follow. We can do that then. So let's jump to, I only got 20 minutes, so I want to go to the next session, the next handout. And this is called Problem Solving Tips, okay? And this might go by real fast, and then we could have time to do something else. And let's get this. Okay, my computer says it's almost 10, but that clock says, oh my God, it is only 10 minutes. Okay, I better hurry up. Okay. Okay, there's a couple of things I want to deal with. Hopefully we can have some time. Fixing moire. Anyone know what moire is? Great. I'll show you in a minute. Color correction for publications. Getting a decent image from a very tiny photo or a person far away and using metadata. I'm going to go real fast. Moire comes from a word, silk fabric that has been subjected to heat and pressure rollers after weaving to give it a rippled appearance. Adjective of having a rippled, lustrous finish. Huh? Not, yeah, that's moire for something else, but we're talking about for photographs. This is the one I want. Undesired artifact of images produced by various digital imaging and computer graphic techniques. For example, when scanning a half-tone picture or a ray tracing a checkered plane. Okay. Look, you're going to get moire if you scan a photo that was printed in a newspaper, a book, or a magazine. And Paul knows because he works on his books and he understands this, okay? It's going to happen no matter what. And you ever notice when you scan something, it just shows up like weird swirly patterns? Okay.
You don't see it on the original.
And you don't see it on the original. It's like, where did that come from? And you're thinking it's the scanner, it's something that crazy Eric told you, and now you're confused. Okay? So we're going to fix that. So let me skip the PowerPoint, and I'm just going to walk you through this. This comes in handy. The PowerPoint that I was about to walk through is actually part of your handout, okay? So I'm not cheating you of anything. I'm just going to actually talk as we work to try to rush through this without cheating you. Okay. Who here works on a genealogical quarterly or newsletter?